Rockets taking on Fort St. John, first semifinal. Siniamu and Vancouver will play in the second one. After this game, Emmett's line will start with Ben and Cole, Cam and Blake on D. Lincoln gets the start in net. Ready to go. On the draw, scramble, Fort St. John controls. Brings it in the corner zone. Cam takes that away though. Emmett. There. Puck in the ref's feet here. Puck comes behind the net. Emmett lays it up for Ben. Pops over his stick. Fort St. John keeps it in. Blake picks it up. Goes for a skate. Blake into the zone. Tries to chip down around his man. Poke check. Ben picks it up though. He's pinched off the boards. And Fort St. John plays it around. Puck up the wall. Emmett cuts that off. Cole with it. Has Ben in front. Ooh, didn't quite get it to him. Fort St. John will play up the wall. Eli puts it down low for Ben. Ben plays it for Cole down low. Mason off the bench. Cole check behind. Cole does a nice job to strip the puck there. Mason off the half wall. That's the middle. Carter out there now. Carter plays it back for Parker at the point. Carter gets it back. Over for Eli. Eli. Shot. Tipped up high. And Fort St. John plays it out of the zone. Puck played past Eli. Picks it up though. They get into the bench. Carter picks that up off of the Fort St. John player. Carter in. Quick pocketed from behind. And Fort St. John breaks it back the other way. June steps up. Tries to take that away. Hudson down low. Tyler down there too. Tyler comes up with it. Cross ice for Junsa. Junsa for Mason. Mason into the zone. Shot just wide. Comes to Fort St. John to the blue line. They break it out. 2-on-2. Nice stick by Tyler. Play for Hudson. Leaves it for Mason. Mason has some room. Gains his zone and goes for a change. Tyler holds the line. Plays it down low. Yannick on the forecheck. Now Zane. Yannick down low. Puck comes to the line. Tyler holds. Tyler around his man. Over to June. June down low. Plays it in front. That's intercepted. June tries to play that down low. June cut off. Fort St. John plays it around. Puck comes to the boards. Tyler holds down for Yannick. Walker knocks that pass down. That one down low. Tries to get it for Yanni. And Fort St. John takes that away. Zane gets a stick on that, and then Fort St. John dumps it down. That'll be an icing. Good pressure down low by the Rockets. Not a lot of shots yet, but .17:09 left first period. Hammer on the draw. Wins that back, but not far enough. Fort St. John picks that up. Into the zone. Blake cuts that off. Emmett tries to play that for Cole. Blake picks it up. Blake off the boards for Cole. A little bit too far for him. And that'll be nice. Right idea by Blake. Off the draw, 14 drawing controls. To the point. Puck played down below the net. Fort St. John down low. Blake on that. Emmett there. Takes that away. Fort St. John takes it away. Lincoln makes a nice save. Cam. Bremmett. Out of the zone. He's checked there though. Puck played back in. Fort St. John getting a change. Blake with it. Rockets also change. Blake for Cam. Cam for Mason. Mason into the zone. Has some room, shot. Walker and up over the glass. Mason's line out. Eli Parker on deep. Off the draw. Puck down to Eli. Eli knocks it down low. Carter can't find it. Parker steps, or Eli steps up. Parker. Hudson gets into the Fort St. John zone. Puck played across. Into the middle. Hudson controls that. He's poke checked though. Fort St. John breaks it out. It's at the center. Parker. Back up the wall. Won't be enough for icing. As Fort St. John plays it around. Carter there. Carter chip past Carter. And Fort St. John comes back. 2-on-1. Eli stands his man up. Hudson plays it back up the wall. Out of the zone. Fort St. John plays it back in. Parker back for it. Parker goes for a skate. Up the wall. Gains his own. Leaves for Carter. Carter cuts the middle. Shots. Ooh, just wide. Carter on the backside. Nice to play that back in the middle. And hops over Mason's stick. Parker going for a change. June plays for Mason. Mason. Poke check as he's coming out of the zone. June picks it up. Mason goes for a change. Walker comes out. Up the boards. Fort St. John plays it across. Tyler intercepts that. Up for Zane. Walker spins. Checked. Tyler steps up though. Tyler into the zone. For Walker. He's checked. Like gets it back. Walker shot. Well wide. Blake plays it down below the net. Walker there. Plays it for Zane. Comes to Blake at the point. Blake plays it for Yanni. Yannick down low. Comes to Blake. Blake for Walker. Walker tries to shoot that, but he's checked. Walker turns his man back. Fort St. John back behind the net. Cam plays out the wall. Pass Blake. Cam picks it up for Walker. Walker gains his own. That's the middle shot. Walker. Zane on the rebound. Can't get there. Good opportunity there with the Rockets. And that line I'm going to change. .45 left, first period. Cole picks it up. Cole from his knees. Fires that just high and wide. Blake lays that down low. Cole. Down there with Ben. Puck played around by Fort St. John. Fort St. John picks it up and plays it up. Fort St. John gains the line and dumps it down. Town picks it up. Spins. Tries to hit Cole. That's behind him and down the ice. That'll be an icing. Eli Parker come out. I might take a draw. Off the draw. Cole controls. Got a step. Plays it for Ben. Offside on the Rockets. His puck didn't quite make it over as Cole did. Emmett wins that for Eli. Eli goes cross ice for Cole. That's intercepted, but Cole picks it up. Cole taken down. Emmett in. Emmett cuts to the middle. Emmett Tries to feed that across the bend. That's intercepted. Emmett trying to find it. Fort St. John does. Fort St. John wide on Eli. Puck comes in. Backhand. Lincoln makes the save. Up for Cole. Cole plays it far side for Ben. Ben takes that. Fort St. John looking for an offside call. Puck played around the boards. June holds. Plays it down low for Ben. Ben. Pinched off there. Emmett picks it up. Emmett. Down low. He's checked. And Fort St. John breaks it out. June steps up and poke checked. Puck played up for Hudson. Hudson has some room. Hudson into the zone. Shot. And that's gloved down by Fort St. John goalie. Mason's line out now. Off the draw. Hudson. Tyler. Back down low. Mason. Mason walks the middle. Leaves for Tyler. Tyler. Down low. Mason takes the spot at the point. Carter ball that. Plays it back for June. June. Around his man. Mason in the slot. Mason shot. Save. Rebound. June. Tries to fire that. That's blocked. Mason on the forecheck. Puck comes around the net. Played for St. John. Carter pinches that off. Mason takes that away. Mason with some room. Mason in, shot. Ooh, and that's off the goalie and out of play. Another nice shot by Mason there. $11-12 left. Walker up the draw. Can't quite control that. Fort St. John picks it up. Plays at the point. Blake holds. Blake. Shot. Zane tips. Just wide. Puck taken away. Walker blocks that. Zane. Rockets can't find it. Zane does. Blake plays it up. Play down low. Cam back for it. Fort St. John will be first on that puck though. Walker takes that away, but comes in front. Shot just wide. Zane picks it up. Plays it up the middle. Behind Walker. In front of Yannick. Fort St. John gains the line. Blake takes his man down. He's going to get a penalty. It's a pretty weak call there. Roxby shorthanded here. And will be out with Cole. Eli Parker on deep. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Puck played up high. Shot. Lincoln stops that. Emmett wins that one back. Parker plays it off the glass. Fort St. John holds for a minute. Cole breaks it out though. Cole loses the handle. Has Emmett with him. Cole takes some time and then dumps it back in. Cole on the forecheck. Gets a stick on that. Emmett follows up. Emmett on it. Puck played up. Cole there. Plays for Emmett. Emmett. Down low. Emmett tries to drag the puck past. Emmett still battling down low. Fort St. John though takes it away. Eli over. Pinches his man off. Oh, Eli's taken down. That'll be a penalty on Fort St. John for interference. Or we're going to give him a trip. Be 4-on-4 here for 1 minute. Yannick comes out with Ben. Tyler June. 9:28 left in the first. We'll have a little bit of 4-on-4 hockey here. As Eli tripped up. Yannick in to take the drop. Comes to Kyler. Kyler lays it down low. Ben on it. Back to June. June finished off there. Puck down low. Off the ref. Ben lays it across for Kyler. Kyler. Shot blocked. Down low. Yannick on it. Ben there too. Puck comes to the line. Kyler holds. Play down for Yannick. Chip to the side of the net. Yannick tries the wrap. Comes in front. Ben. Move your feet. Fort St. John down low. In the middle. June has some time. 2 Flyer players. 3-on-2 the other way. June into the zone. Shot, ties off the pad. Kyler, his shot blocked. It's a back goal. Kyler down low, poke checked. Mason off the bench, off the shot. Oh, that rings it off the crossbar. Roxy on the power play here for 48 seconds. Mason's line out, Blake and Cam on D. Off the draw. Carter gets a piece of that. And Fort St. John gets it down. Cam on it. Cam around the net. Being hounded from behind there. Cam goes for a skate. Plays it across. That's intercepted. And Fort St. John gets it out. Cam regroups. Plays it up. Let's go, boys. Huds. Plays for Mason. Mason. Plays it over for Hudson into the zone. Hudson. Down low. Sets it up. Mason has room to skate. And just misses that top corner. 7 seconds to go in the penalty. Blake down low. Blake back for Mason. Mason back down for Blake. In front for Carter. Tries to play that back into the corner for Blake, but him and Mason had chip back. Blake knocks that down, but can't hold the line. Blake over for Hudson. Hudson tries to play that for Mason. Loses his stick. Mason chips that past his man, but goes down. Carter into the zone. That's picked off. And for St. John the other way. He dumps it in. Blake on it. Cam picks it up. Cam, Hudson. Can't get it out though. Fort St. John keeps it in. Lincoln knocks that down. Walks that way. Carter. Cross ice for Mason. In his feet. Loose for Hudson. Hudson into the zone. Hutz tries to get it back for Mason. But goes into the Fort St. John zone. That line will get it to finish the change up. Hudson down low. Hudson. Behind the net. Zane. Puck back around. Puck off the glass. Parker can't hold. Spins away from his man. Plays for Walker. He's checked right away though. Parker. Good job by Parker to get back. Parker. Walker takes it out. It's up to Zane. Zane chips it. Not far enough though. Walker knocks that down. I don't know why they called that on the offside, but they did. 5:44 left. First period, 0-0 score. Off the draw, Fort St. John controls. Fort St. John plays it up into the zone, 3-on-2. Lincoln kicks that to the corner. Zane plays it up the wall. Walker has to play that across for Yanni. Off a stick and into the zone. Yannick on the forecheck. Fort St. John backhands it up the wall. Walker picks that up. Goes cross ice for June. June into the zone. He's pinched off there. Back behind the zone. Yannick. Down low. Around his man. Puck played back around the boards by Fort St. John. Zane on the forecheck. Fort St. John comes out. Walker cuts that off. Plays it over for Yannick. A little bit behind him. Yanni tries to chip that past his man. Can't. And Fort St. John gains his own. Shot. Breaks the stick. June off the boards and out of the zone. Fort St. John plays that back in, offside. June chips up the boards for Zane. Zane chips to the middle. Emmett picks it up. Emmett with some room. Cuts back to the middle. Shot. Goal right there. Puck played to the boards. Tyler holds the line. Puck played out for St. John. In. June, nice play to knock that down. Tyler gives for Emmett. Emmett. Cross ice for Ben. Ben into the zone. Cole. Out of the offside. .357 left in the first. Mason on the draw. Wins that back. Blake plays that down low. Hudson loses an edge on the forecheck. Fort St. John controls. Cam from the point. Shot. Can't find anybody. Fort St. John breaks that out and puts it into the zone. Blake on it. He's pinched off there. Mason up for Carter. Carter across for Hudson. That's intercepted. Mason picks that up though. Mason into the zone. Mason loses an edge. Cam. Carter back across Mason. Knocks that down. Plays it in the middle. Fort St. John controls low. Off the glass to Cam. Cam down low. Carter on the forecheck. Played back around by Fort St. John. Hudson there. Down low for Mason. Mason checked. Carter tries to take that away. And Fort St. John breaks it out. Into the zone. Offside. I'm going to say. That line gets a change. Off the draw. Yannick. Walker. Tries to cut back. Held up there. Puck playing around. Eli. Plays that up. Eli, good battle there. Fort St. John. Down low. Eli. Zane down to help out. Eli. Good stick. Knocks that away for Zane. Zane chips past his man and out of the zone. Fort St. John puts that back in. Parker. Down low. Loses the handle. Walker tries to play that for Yannick. Fort St. John back in. Fort St. John down low. Yannick there. Shot. Just wide. Lincoln. Nice save. Eli. Walker takes that away. Breaks it out. 3-on-2. Walker around his man. Off the bar. And doesn't go. A couple of close calls here in the Rocket zone. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Emmett picks it up. Emmett plays it for Cole in the other corner. Back for Emmett. They switch spots. Back to Kyler at the point. Kyler to Cole. Tries to spin and fire that one. Didn't get all of it. Fort St. John controls another zone. Kyler chips it up for Cole. Cole tries to chip that in. Fort St. John controls. Puck waited for Cole. Cole down low. Fort St. John fires that back around the other way. June steps up and played out of the zone. Kyler over. Chips that out of his man. That's way outside. .43 seconds left in the period. Emmett's line out. Off the draw. Emmett wins that back for Cole, or for Kyler. Up for Cole. Cole in a race. Cole loses an edge, goes down. Rockets get a bit of a change. Off and bends to the bend. Knocks that down. Cole. Check there. Kyler comes in. Has to cut that back in front. Kyler. Nice way up for Mason. Mason holds around. Backhand. Doesn't get it through. Bend. Cole. Scramble down low. Fort St. John comes up with the puck. 5 seconds left in the period. That'll do it. And Lincoln stops that.
Yeah. Well, we really had no idea about anything female hockey, being
Start of the second, Mason's line will start. Cam and Blake on D. 0-0 game after the first. Shots on goal, 12-8 in favor of the Rockets. Cam plays that for Hudson, but that's through and down the ice for an icing. Off the draw, comes to Cam. Cam has some room to skate. Cam stops up, gets poke checked, gets it back. It's Hudson far side. Again, that's going to come just wide of the net for an icing. Rockets icing twice here to start, and they'll get a change. Walker's line comes out. Parker Eli on D. Up draw. Walker wins it back for Eli. Eli falls in the corner. Walker picks that up. Walker plays it up for Zane off of a stick. Zane spins, gets it out of the zone. Played back in. Parker picks it up behind the net. Parker plays it up the wall. Gets it to the line, not out. Walker does. Back in. Parker. Eli. Cross ice. Walker. Check there. Plays it for Yanni. Yanni into the zone. Yanni check. Gets it down low. Plays it for Zane. Zane tied up. Walker just misses that. Parker holds the line though. Down low. Walker on the forecheck. And Fort St. John will fire down the ice. That'll be an icing. Emmett's line comes out. Off the draw, Fort St. John controls. Plays it around the net. Cole picks it up behind the net. Wrap. Ooh, almost had it. Ben in front, still loose. Foley had it. But put it off the post. Off the draw again. Cole first on it. Cole down low, tries to play that to the point. That's intercepted. Emmett on the backtrack, takes that away. June fighting for the puck there. Emmett pulls it out. Plays it into the middle. And played back down by Fort St. John. Kyler picks it up. Kyler for Cole. He tries to leave for Emmett. Chip past him. Off of Kyler. June to Ben. Damn it. Emmett wide. Emmett tries to hit Cole. Ben overskates that. And Fort St. John breaks it back out. Fort St. John down low. Kyler. Check there. Puck played behind the net. Rockets getting a change in here. Ben left his position momentarily. Puck played across. Down the ice. Cole goes for a change. D to D. And Fort St. John will ice that down the ice. 17:41 left, second period. Mason on the drop. Wins that back for Carter. Gets it to himself. Goes cross ice. Down low back. Puts that away. Blake down low. Down low. Mason tries to save that away. Stuck there. Cam, good battle. Lays it up for Hudson. Hudson can't control, and that's down the ice. They're going to say no ice. Forcing John down with it. Carter takes it away. Ooh, had Mason. Far side. Carter tries to stuff that in. That's going to change here. Up the forwards. Cam and Blake still on D. One going out. Comes to Yanni. Yanni tries to play that to Cam on the point, but flips it up. Walker picks it up. Spins. Checked. Still with it. Now checked again. Got to get rid of that puck. Blake loses an edge. Down low. Blake's lost a glove. Puck down low. Into the middle. Zane takes that away. He's poke checked at the line. Taken down. Not out. Puck comes in. Back down low for Cam. Cam takes his man down. There's going to be a penalty to Cam for a trip. Should have been one on 14 John on Zane earlier, but Rockets don't get it out. Take a penalty. 14's on to the power play. 16:23 left in the first. Or the second, sorry. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Up high. One play back. Fort St. John shot. Blocked in front. They find it. Lincoln makes a nice save. Puck to the point, not out. Fort St. John sets it up. Lincoln plays that to the corner. Down low. Puck played over. Fort St. John to the top. Off Emmett's skate. Eli. Can't get it. Fort St. John controls. Into the middle. Lincoln makes a save. Ben gets it just out. Emmett on the forecheck. Puck played up. Fort St. John controls. Into the zone. Offside. Rocks to change up their penalty killers. Yana comes out with Cole. And Junsa and Kyler come out. Yannick on the draw. Fort St. John controls. Cole almost picks that up though. Puck played in. June back for it. June stops up and then fires it off the boards. Cole gets there. That's right, that was Yannick. Plays that down. Fort St. John back in. Yannick. Down low, June. Fort St. John controls. 45 seconds to go on the penalty. Moving off the tap wall. Lincoln stops that. In front. And they score. Fort St. John buries it up high on the power play. Makes it 1-0. 15 minutes to go in the second period here. Fort St. John buries it up over the glove. Rockets trailing for the first time, I think, all weekend. Off the draw, Mason controls. Back for Junsa. Junsa plays it around for Kyler. Kyler. Fans on that. Fort St. John picks it up, but Fort St. John player falls down. Kyler. Mason back to help out. Mason takes it away. Mason goes for Hudson. He gets a piece of that into the zone. Hudson down low. He goes down. Tyler steps up. Spins back. Tyler up around the top. Tyler goes for a skate, stops up, plays it back for Hudson, up to the wall for June. June steps up, down for Hudson in the corner. Hudson, pinched off the boards there, takes his man down. Mason comes over, takes that away. Hudson, or Mason over to Tyler. Tyler, in. Let's play that for Carter. That's picked off. Unfortunately, John gets it down the ice. Blake picks it up. Blake for Huddy. Puts it in for Carter. Carter, check there. Puck comes around the boards. Cam holds the line. Down for Carter. Carter, let's go back to Cam. Holds the line. Cam shot blocked. It's back. Another shot. Hits somebody in front. Comes the line. Blake holds. Blake shot. Knocked down. Zane in front. Rockets can't find it. Blake. Shot. Block. Unfortunately, John finds it. Cam for Zane. Forcing John in the zone. Zane on it. Puck comes out. Cam back for it. Plays it for Blake. That's behind him. Forcing John Nello. In front. Cam gets stick. Forcing John. Lincoln grabs that. Good opportunities there for the Rockets. On the draw. Comes to Eli. Eli spins away from his man. Plays it up for Yannick. Yannick tries to get that out. That's picked off. Good stick there by Zane. Knocks that back. But Fort St. John on it. Fort St. John Lincoln grabs that. And Rocks will change up the forwards. Emmett's line comes out. 12-20 left second period. Rockets down 1-0. Fort St. John center gets kicked out. And another up. Puck comes to Eli. Eli spins, plays it back up the wall. Cole has some time. Goes far side for Ben. Just out of his reach. And that'll be an icing. Off the draw. Eli plays it around for Ben. Ben up the boards, not out. Ben knocks that down, now does. Working on back, into the middle, picked off. Parker, checked. Puck comes into the Fort St. John zone. Fort St. John picks it up the middle. Puck in. Eli, nice stick there. Ben, nice to play it in the middle. Holy boys, let's go. Cole, Remmett into the zone. He's checked. Parker for Eli. Back for Emmett into the zone. Emmett cuts the middle. He's taken down. Cole picks it up. Cole in the middle. Ooh, that's off a skate. Ben. So it worked. That's the point. Cole taken down. That'll be a penalty. That's Cole taken down. Rockets go to the power play here. See if they can answer. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Puck to the point, and June holds momentarily, but it comes out. June regroups. June for Cole over the line. Cole leaves for Emmett. Down to Cole. Back to Emmett. Emmett has some room. His shot blocked. Cole. Leaves for Kyler. Back down for Cole. To Emmett. Back to Cole. Cole. Good job there. Comes on goal. And Fort St. John goalie covers that up. Mason's line will come out. Minute 26 left in the penalty. Off the draw, Fort St. John wins it back. Puck comes around the boards. June gets there first. June tries to play down for Carter. Back for June. June switches with Carter. Carter with it. Down for June. In front. Huds. Huds. Plays that towards the net. Nobody can find it. Hudson. Carter on the forecheck. Fort St. John player goes down. Puck loose. Carter for Mason. Mason. Shot just wide. June with it. Another shot off the toe. Hudson right there too. Puck played down. Carter. Kyler holds the line momentarily. Mason takes that away. Kyler for Carter. Loose for Kyler. Outside. Carter coming into the zone. 33 seconds after the penalty. Cam and Blake come out. They'll change up the forward group too. 33 seconds left in the penalty. Here we go. 9:41 left in the second. Off the draw. Fort St. John. Battles. Blake loves that down. Played up by Fort St. John. Cam plays that back up the wall. Again, nobody there. Comes in on Lincoln. Still packing away. Off the draw. Walker and Zane go down. Fort St. John controls. Rockets on the power play here. Fort St. John down low. Still with it. That'll do it for the penalty. Cam picks it up. Plays it up for Yannick. Comes to the line, just out. Blake back for it. Blake plays it up. Comes to Walker. Walker chips it past his man. Tries to chip that in. Comes back to Zane. Blake. Zane. Zane. Blake. Tries to wait for Yannick. Blake blows a tire. Cam. Down there. Walker. Chip check. Misses in front. Zane picks that up. Has some room. Zane into the zone. He's checked. Walker picks that up. Zane goes down. Walker regroups. Zane down low. Walker with it. Plays it for Yannick. Yannick gains the line. Yannick in. He's checked. Walker. Checking the puck. Yannick off of his stick. Can't find it. Off the bench. No way. No way! That's a terrible call. Not a chance. Well, they had two in the bench already. His player had already got to the bench, so yeah. 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 Happens. Must be shorthanded again. It's the hard one as a ref though. You're just
We're not renting a power play, so I'm not sure why.
Fort St. John controls. Down low. In front. Oh, whistle. Early quick whistle. Rockets get a break. Hammer on the draw. Puck comes to the point. Shot. In front. Eli. Parker finds it. Off the boards, not out. Puck down low. Eli. Goes to switch for the point. Puck way high. Where St. John controls in the corner. In front. Eli is going to go to the box now. Puck in front. And Eli is going to get an interference or a cross-checking penalty. Watch to be down 2 men for 58 seconds here. Cole comes out with June and Kyler. 58 seconds in the 2-man advantage. Fort St. John controls. Cross ice. Lincoln will cover that up. 50 seconds in the 2-man advantage. 6:49 left in the second period. Rockets down 1-0. Off the draw. Fort St. John sets it up. Shot from the point. Lincoln makes the save. Fired. Good job by June. Kyler gets it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Cole comes to the bench. Mason comes up. Ten seconds left in the 2-man advantage. That comes to the point. Shot, well wide. That'll do it for the penalty to Yannick. Down low. Scramble again. Nice early whistle. Rockets get a break again. 56 seconds left in the penalty. To Eli. 5:52 left. Mason out with Carter. June and Kyler still out there on D. Off the draw, Fort St. John controls. Shot from the point. Link, couple big saves. Kyler fires that down the ice. Fort St. John goalie out to play it. Mason knocks that down. Carter in front, just out of Mason's reach. Fires it down below that. 20 seconds left in Eli's penalty. Fort St. John gets it down the ice. Couple close calls there. Fort St. John gets there first. Puck comes to the side. Shot, scores! Rockets. 2 short-handed goals against. Puts Fort St. John up 2-0 with 5:09 left. The Rockets get in penalty trouble. Rockets with some work to do now. Rockets couldn't get a break there either. Fort St. John plays it back in. Blake. Cam. Cole. Cole. Comes in. Ben has a break. Cole tries to cut that off. Parker down low. Cole. In front for Ben. Ben in the middle. Nobody there. Parker. Parker. It's Emmett. Emmett into the zone. Stops up. That's the middle. Shot off the post. Still loose. Cole scores! Makes it 2-1 after Emmett rips one off the bar. Holy big goal. Make it 2-1. .4:11 left here in the second. Walker's lined out now with Parker and Eli. Off the draw. Walker has to push that forward, but Fort St. John controls. Fort St. John dumps it down below the net. Parker back. Chipped. Walker plays it up to Yannick. To the line. Yannick gets it out. Zane on it now. Overskates that. Puck back down. Parker holds, plays it back for Yannick. Yannick tries to play it in the middle for Walker. Has to go check away from him. Parker. Yannick. And Zane far side. It's Zane over the line. Just out of his reach. Zane. Down low. Walker picks it up. Tries to play that for Yannick. He's checked. That comes down the wall. In. Lincoln leaves that for Cole. Or for Eli, sorry. For Walker to Zane. Back for Walker. Offside the Rockets. Mason's line back out. Mason's out. Carter. Poke check. Tie. Off a stick. Carter. For Huddy. Huddy for Mason. Mason fans on that. Comes to the net. Nothing there. Three minutes to go in the second. Makes another rock. Puck comes loose. Puck played to the point. June holds momentarily. Then played up out of the zone by Fort St. John. Tyler back for it. Tyler up to June for Carter. Behind Mason. Hudson. Hops off from Mason's stick. Mason checks that player from behind. Comes for Tyler. Tries to chip it around. Puck played in the middle. Carter. Hudson there. Puck played back up. Tyler. Into the middle. That's intercepted. Hudson. Cross ice. That's intercepted. Offside on Fort St. John. 2:12 to go. Second period. Rockets down 2-1. Puck comes to Cam. Cam lays it up for Cole. Cole checks him. Emmett holds the line. Emmett down low. He's checked. Cole gets it down for him. Cole or Emmett cuts back to the middle. Shot save. No rebound. Emmett on the draw. Wins that back for Cam. Cam shot through traffic. Rebound. Nobody there. Fort St. John picks it up. Cross ice into the zone. Cam back for it. Cuts his player off. Cam spins back. Lays it up for Cole. Off of a stick. Down the ice. I'm going to say no ice. Puck played around. Ben can't hold. Puck comes out of the zone. 3-on-2. Into the zone. Nice job by Blake and Cott and Cam. Fort St. John controls though. Down low. Puck comes to the corner. Blake takes that away. Blake for Cole. Chips it out. Fort St. John controls. Cam tries to glove that down. Comes in on Lincoln. Leaves for Cam. Cam, check there. Gets up to Cole. Can't get it out though. Fort St. John controls. Fort St. John well wide. Fort St. John down low. Comes to the point. Cole tries to get a stick on that. Can't. Fort St. John spins. Emmett takes his man down. No call. And Cam plays it to Ben. Ben, 28 seconds to go. Ben drives wide. Shot. Save. Puck's loose. Puck comes around. Parker, Walker. Chips, just wide. Eli holds. Lays it in on goal. That's loose. Walker on it. Takes it away. Lays it. Mason on the cut. Shot blocked. Parker knocks that down low. That'll do it for the period. Couple good opportunities late. John will take a 2-1 lead into the third.
Which one's yours?
53.
You guys have high numbers. You can pick up any new shoes every year. Why don't you want That's exciting, period. I know. How's your heart? Mine's not well. You gotta go to Calais tomorrow and do it all over again, but I'm not invested this round. And then Addie will put the girl going strongest player on the team. have a very good conflict. Like Addie has like really, really good shot on that power play. Oh, are you packed up? You're gonna go home today? Did you drop the ferry already? The ferry? Hockey. That's hockey. That's why Provincials, I guess. That's we have really good programs for how small our community is. We have really good. Yeah, and it's not a big town, but it's like, we have two vehicles down here. We have Bill with the white car that drove down. And then he's turning one to count for our day. And we have the hockey pool starting on Monday. I might cancel by myself. It would be nice to report. Exactly, yes. Like, I'm going to do the I can still find it 20 people. The work today would be like, I don't know, maybe so, right? Yeah. Have you seen Jill lately? She usually has such a good attitude. Beside you. That's okay. With cancer, it can be so painful. It's all right now. Bad that I haven't like seen her so like Addie was like 18 months old, so obviously. 5 or 8? 5's the earliest that we do. But yeah, for both is at 8 and for bronze is at 5. So welcome back, Burns. Welcome back. That was exciting period. Some good, some bad.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's right. So are you the maker of all those fancy notes, or is that the boss lady? Yeah, that's that.
We have 3 copies there. And then we get 2 copies on the way back. I don't know how many boxes
Yeah.
Well, she uses like real bacon. They say that too, so it's like so good. Like it's, yeah, it's pretty nuts and bolts. Like, yeah.
I always make it every it's such a great oh yeah, look at that. Start of the third here, 2-run. Fort St. John leads. Shots on goal, 26 for the Rockets, 25 for Fort St. John. Walker's line will start with Eli and Parker on D. Walker wins that to Eli. Eli up for Walker. Walker gains his own. I'm going to say Yannick went offside. Off the draw. Walker, Zane, Eli. Up for Walker. Walker knocks that down. Walker gains his own. Poke check. Check the puck. Walker comes back, takes it away, and then gets it taken away. Eli plays it to an open wing. Zane takes it away. Walker tries to take that, but he's poke checked. Eli behind the net. Zane chips. Not out. Walker picks that up though. Plays it back for Zane into the zone. Zane checked. Rockets changing their D. June does a good job there. Puck comes out. Yannick. 2-on-2. Walker off the end of his stick. Walker shot. Ooh, just missed the far post. All right, I think I got Walker on that. Tyler finishes his man off. Plays it around for Ben. Ben's got Cole. Far blue line, Cole. Puts to the middle. He's checked. Comes in on net. Emmett. Comes to Kyler at the point. Kyler. Shot. Hits his body in front. Ben finds it. Behind the net. Cole. Plays it back in front. That's blocked off to the side. Emmett over. Cole. Puck played around. Kyler holds the line momentarily and then tipped out. June takes that away. June stops up. Plays it up for Emmett. Tips it out just out of the zone. June with some time. June around his man. June gains his own. Plays it for Emmett. For Ben. He's checked out. Ben. Ooh, just wide. Cole. Picks it up down low. He's taken down. Rockets get a change in here. Pushing on up the middle. Mason. Carter. Mason. Shot. Well out. Wide of the net. Hudson down low. Mason. Carter. Carter back to Cam at the point. Cam, shot, blocked. Off the stick. Blake over. Cam taken out. Carter knocks that to the boards. Pins his man against the boards. And Cam plays up for Hudson. Cam, good job there. Plays that back out. Fort St. John picks that up and fires it back. Hudson knocked that down momentarily. And Blake back for it. Blake plays it up for Carter. That's off the stick and into the bench. Face off will be outside. 16:44 to go. Off the draw. Fort St. John's controls. Eli. Up for Zane to Walker. Walker around his man. Oh, tries to hit Yannick. He's pinched off there. Zane in. Takes that away. Yannick. Down low. Now at Parker. Parker. Shot from the point. Tips down. That'll be a high stick on the Rockets as Walker touches that above the crossbar. Now come outside. Walker, Zane. Fort St. John controls. Puck down the ice. That'll be an icing on Fort St. John. A little bit of a late whistle. That line will stay out. Nope. They're going to change it up. Cole, Emmett. Ben come out. Off the draw, Fort St. John controls. Cole on it though. Cole. And Fort St. John comes up with it. Ben over. Up the wall. Emmett holds momentarily, but Fort St. John breaks it out. Emmett, or Eli, puts that to the corner. Fort St. John around the net. Parker, puck comes through the crease. Ben stops up, has some time, now hits Cole. Cole into the zone. He's poke checked. Emmett trying to follow up. Fort St. John player goes down and clears it out of the zone. Tyler picks it up. June. Emmett. June. June checked. Goes to Kyler. Kyler up the middle. That's intercepted. Fort St. John. Emmett gets run over. Going to be a penalty there on Fort St. John as Emmett gets run over in the middle of the ice. Bucks go power play here. 15:08 left in the period. Bit of an incident up with a collision. The Rockets are the benefit. Long chat of the bench. Mason on the drop. Out there with Junesaw and Kyler on the point. Pop it off, puck comes to the wall. Fort St. John plays it around the boards. To the line, Kyler holds. Good job by Kyler there. Puck laid down for Hudson. Hudson tries to play that in the middle. Hudson. Back down low. Kyler holds. Kyler. Down low. For Hudson. Hudson. Back to Kyler. Kyler. Walks from the middle. Now is Mason at the point. Mason slap shot. Save. Rebound. June down low. June pinched off there. Carter in to help. Minute 10 left in the power play. Rock will change it up. Emmett's line will come out. Or no, we're just going to have Ben and Cole out there with Mason. Mason to take the draw. Wins it back for June. June for Ben. Back for June. June for Ben. June. Shot. Just wide. Ooh, comes across the crease. Fort St. John gets it. Mason hits the piece. Mason. Ooh. Pulls the tire. Lincoln makes a save. Doesn't know where it is though. Emmett comes out. .43 seconds to go on the power play. Emmett on the drop. June saw controls. June tries to leave that for Emmett. Emmett back for June. June's pressured there. Emmett spins away from his man up to Ben. Ben with some time. Goes cross ice for Kyler. Kyler into the zone. Poke check. Kyler. Emmett down low. Ben battling there. Of course, St. John gets it. Down the ice off of Kyler's stick, or June's stick. Lincoln out to play it. Cole back for it. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Cole, another giveaway in the slot. Want the puck, Rockets. Puck comes loose. Lincoln with a nice glove save. .13:05 left. Rockets still down 1. Walker's lined out now. Walker wins that back for Blake. Blake spins. Lays it up for Yannick. Yannick in the Yannick skates. Can't find it. Now does. Gets it up for Walker. Walker into the zone. For Zane. That's off of his stick. And back out. Oh, that's the linesman. Break for the Rockets there. Rockets can't take advantage though. Blake. Good job there. Dive that stick. Walker plays it out. Walker picks it up. Over to Yannick. Into the zone. Oh, again offside. What is going on? On the draw. Puck comes to center. Blake plays it into the zone. Zane on the forecheck. Gets there. Comes to Cam at the point. Cam shot. Scores! Cam from the point makes it 2-2. Good forecheck by Zane and Walker. And Cam buries from the point. 12:22 to go. Rockets tied up. That line will change it up. Mason's line comes out. Off the draw. Where St. John finds it. Into the zone. Puck played through. Mason with some room. Tries to chip that up. Carter picks it up. Carter into the zone. Carter out muscles his man and taken down. No call. Puck comes up. Eli plays it back. Where St. John picks it up. Offside for St. John. Really tight on the lines today. I'm on the drop. Puck played over. And down low. Eli. Lays it up for Ben. Ben. Off the boards. That's going to be too far for Cole. The Rockets ice the puck here. Another face-off in the Rockets zone. Emmett wins that back for Parker. Puck comes to Emmett. Emmett plays it around his man. Eli there. Eli plays it up the boards for Cole. Gets past his man. To Emmett. Emmett with some room to skate. Around his man. Cuts to the middle. Tries to play that for Ben. Ben can't find it. Scramble. Cole, backhand. Ooh, just wide. Puck up the boards. Ben knocks that down. He's taking to the boards hard. Emmett comes up with it. Used for Parker. Parker pinched off there. Parker goes down. Fort St. John controls. Cole now on the forecheck. He's interfered with. No call. Yeah. That's a great call. Rockets go back to the power play here. June and Kyler come out. Off the draw comes to Kyler. Kyler, shot from the point, blocked. Emmett tries to play that down low in the skate. And Fort St. John clears. June saw back for it. June saw. Stops up. Up and Kyler's skate. Fort St. John takes it in. Ooh, Lincoln gets a piece of that over the net. Emmett with some room into the zone. Drops it for Cole. Back down for Emmett. Cole picks that up. Cole down low. Plays it for Ben. Nice way for June. June spins to the line. Back down for Ben. Ben spins away from his player. Ben in the middle. Ooh. Emmett can't find it. Tyler. Shot. Scores! Tyler on the power play. Makes it 3-2 Rockets with 9:59 left to go. Couple of power play goals, or a couple of goals from the point. Has the Rockets up. Goals from Cam and Kyler here in the third. Walker's line out. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Walker goes down. Into the zone. Shot well wide. Lincoln covers that up. Walker on the draw wins that back for Kyler. Kyler for June. Off the end of his stick. June stopped up there. Gets it up to Zane. Zane pinched off there. June up to Kyler. Walker into the zone. He's checked and then pushed off the puck. Fort St. John brings it back in. Kyler takes his man down. Maybe no call there. Probably should have been. Zane. June. Walker. Walker drives that puck wide. Poke checked. Still with it. Poked around him. Walker's going to get back. Puck up the wall. Cam controls. And plays it back into the pile. Cam. Still with it. Cam up the wall. That'll be an icing on the Rockets, but that's all right. 8:50 to go. Mason's line out. Off the draw. Fort St. John controls. Puck to the point. Hudson on it. Puck played down low. Blake gets there first. Blake with some time. Off of Fort St. John sticking out. Fort St. John plays that back in. Blake with it. Blake spins. Plays up the wall. That's intercepted. Blake does a good job there holding that. Puck from the point. Cam knocks that to the corner. Puck down low. Comes to Carter. Carter plays it far side for Hudson off the stick. Fort St. John though brings it back in. Mason back for it. Leaves for Cam. Off of Carter's skates. And Fort St. John brings it back. Cam goes down the corner. Takes his player with him. Plays it up for Hudson. Hudson. Cam, good stick there. Hudson. Leaves for Mason. Mason with some room. Mason into the zone. Lays that down below the net. Hudson gets there first. Oh, tipped around him. Parker. Slap shot. Ooh, Carter. Backhand. Eli. Lays that back in the Fort St. John zone. Fort St. John with it. Puck down the ice, and that'll be an icing on Fort St. John. 7:15 to go. MS line out. Off the draw. Ben gets it to Eli. Eli puts that back down below the net. Hole on it. In front. That comes all the way down. Eli on it. Eli cuts the boards. It's Ben. Ben chips that into the zone. Cole on it. Cole goes down. Emmett. Puck played around him. And out of the zone. Fort St. John into the Rocket zone. Drop. Fort St. John down low. Eli. Push him with his player. Emmett comes, takes that away. Lays it up for Ben. Ben missed some room. Into the zone. Ben, down low. Nice to stuff it in. And Fort St. John goalie has that. As Ben takes it hard to the net. 6:24 left. Rockets get a change in here. Walker's line comes on. June and Kyler on D. Walker tips it around. Fort St. John takes that away though. Zane on the forecheck. Zane down low. That pass is intercepted. Puck comes up. Walker holds. Fans on that though. And Fort St. John plays it down the ice. Won't be enough for icing. Kyler back for it. Kyler stops behind the net. Plays it up for Zane. Zane with some time to Walker. Walker over for Yannick. Into the zone. Puck played up the wall. Walker there. Holds the line momentarily. And the puck comes out. Zane there. Tyler. Out of by Linky. Puck played around. Stands on it. In the middle. Yannick has it. Yannick gets it out of the zone. Fort St. John plays that back in. Link leaves it for Kyler. Kyler up the wall over Zane. Zane to Walker. Walker dumps that in and gets a change. Yannick on the forecheck. Puck played around him. Mason's line out there. Carter up the wing. Blake there. Good job there for Blake to not take a penalty. Camp up for Hudson. Hudson into the zone. Hudson cut off there. Mason lays that back down low. Hudson on it. Carter. Puck comes up the wall. Fort St. John breaks it out. Fort St. John into the zone. Good stick by Camp. Lincoln with a nice save. Cam's going to get a penalty here. Puck in the middle. And Cam picks that. Cam's going to go to the box. 4:19 left. Fort St. John will go to the power play. Emmett Ben come out. Parker Eli on D. 4:19 left. Fort St. John wins the draw. Up to the point. Shot. Link gets a piece of that behind the net. Puck up to the side. Back down low. Back up high. Shot. Deflected over the net. Eli there. Right down low. Lincoln stops that. For St. John, down low. Puck played across. Off the bar. Where are you, Eli? Lincoln blocks that. Emmett has it. Can't find it. To the line, not out. Puck up. Fourth thing down low. Puck played across again. Link could stop. And Ben gets it up to Emmett. Emmett breaks it out down the ice. Emmett in. Stop. Ben falls up though. Ben just wide. 40 seconds to go in Cam's penalty. Forcing John into the zone. Shot. Comes loose. And it's off. Oriana gets it in. The Rockets can't tie the stick in front. 14 down their third power play goal. Ties it at 3 with 2:45 left. Three game, 2:45 left. Shots even, score even. Off the draw. For St. John controls into the Rocket zone. Pushing down to the point. Puck wide. Puck to the wall. Yannick gets it out. Puck played back in. Yannick controls. Zane into the zone. Puck played back out by Fort St. John. Into the zone, Tyler. Flips it out of play. Sorry, we'll change it up. Mason's line comes out. 2:14 left. Puck comes to the point. Carter, the stick on that. Hudson slows that down when it comes to Fort St. John. Fort St. John across the middle. Shot. Tyler. June. Hudson can't get there. It does block that. Mason's got some room. Mason down the wing. Mason for Carter. Puck comes to Eli at the point. Eli. Shot. Wide. Comes off the end wall. Carter. There. Minute 41 left. Mason on the draw. Puck comes loose. Fort St. John plays it around the net. Hudson steps up. Knocks that down. Puck down low. Hudson. Hudson checked there. Still with it. He's checked. Played back down behind the net. Fort St. John takes that. Off the boards. And they don't get it out. Eli. Shot from the point. Comes to the side of the net. And Fort St. John will cover that up. Minute 13 left. Emmett's line comes out. Emmett tries to play that through. Ben. Can't find it in his feet. Emmett back. Takes that away. Emmett. Back into the zone. Has a step. Poked in the corner. Tries to play that behind the net for Cole. And Fort St. John breaks it out. 50 seconds to go. Pull, good stick there. Makes that away. Woody now plays it into the corner. Eli back. Plays it around for Ben. Ben chips it out of the zone. And they're going to get a penalty for too many men here. With 37 seconds left. Rockets with an opportunity here. Basically, they'll call a timeout. Three game. Rockets with a power play. We have 37 seconds left. Emmett on the draw. Puck one. Ben on it though. Ben trying to push that loose. Walker in there too. Puck comes to June. June for Mason. Mason one-timer. Ooh, nice save. Watch, just a little bit late. You have to battle him down low. Mason could have walked into that one. Face off on the other side now. Emmett wins that back for Mason. Mason down for Walker. Walker tries to get that through. June. 10 seconds to go. 6. To Ben. Overload's on. Ben, slap shot, wide. And that'll do it for the period. Third period. This game will go to overtime. Rockets will start on the power play in overtime here. Ten minutes of 5-on-5 OT. Rockets with a power play here. Good chance to win it. Minute 23 left. Emmett on the draw. Puck comes loose. Walker pokes that into the zone. Walker sets up for Emmett. Back for Mason. To Emmett. Emmett, cross ice to June. Back for Mason. Mason, shot down low. Deflected wide. Puck back to Mason. Mason holds the line, back down in the corner. Walker on it. Battles that puck. Emmett, checked. Mason knocks that down. 45 seconds to go. Mason, there's some room. Mason, into the zone. Mason shot. Ooh, just high and wide. That comes back all the way down. Walker picks it up. Has Ben far side. Ben into the zone. Ben in. Around the net. Sets it up. In front. And Fort St. John clears it down the ice. 10 seconds to go. In the penalty. Tyler picks it up. Goes behind the net. Lays it up for Carter. Bounces over his stick. And Fort St. John sends it down. That'll kill off the penalty in the last minute. Parker. Up the boards. He's picked it off. Head up in the boards. Puck comes loose. Parker and hucks that down. Yannick. Fences up. Fort St. John. That's it in. Tyler. Cuts that off of the blue line. Puck went in offside. Parker for Cole. Cole. Around his man, but loses the puck. Yannick there too. Cole puts it down low for Carter. We'll still get a change. Yannick on it. Puck played around him. Forcing down out of the zone. Hudson. Down low. Eli for Carter, just out of the zone. Comes for Eli. Tries to play it for Mason. Mason. Check there. Puck goes away. Mason. Plays it over for Hudson. Mason. That's going around his man. Hudson for Mason. Mason into the zone. Shot blocked. Goes wide. Hudson picks that off. Down low. Puck played around. Eli steps up. Plays it in the middle. Fort St. John controls. That's Zane at the point. Zane plays it off of Eli's feet. Sits there. Eli can't hold. Mason goes for a change. Hudson into the zone. Nope. Now does get it deep. Zane on the forecheck. June picks that up. June into the zone. Zane. Cole. Cole down low. Cole taking down, going to the net. No call. Puck underneath Cole down low. Emmett battling there for Cole. Cole goes back to Kyler at the point. Kyler knocks that down. Around his man. Cuts the middle. Puts it down low. That's intercepted. And Fort St. John breaks it out. Into the zone. In the middle. Deflected wide. Puck played back down low. I've got to Cole. Cole in the middle. Cut off there. Fort St. John offside. Ooh. Puck deflected up. And Lincoln loves that down. Rockets straighten out their lines here. .5:51 left in the first OT. Walker going to take the draw. Fort St. John controlled. Walker picks it up though. Walker checked. Comes in on Parker. Off the draw. Walker wins that back for Blake. Sits in the slot. Walker trying to find it. Gets it to the point. Down into the corner. Blake can't get it by his man. Walker down low. Zane. Nice stick by Cam. Cam loses an edge, goes down. Cam no battling. Walker hits it to Zane. Zane for Yannick. Over his stick. They'll get a change. Yannick. Can't hold the line. Into the zone. Carter. Battling there. Gets it to Yannick. Yannick. Can't get it back to Carter. Mason picks that up. Mason back to Eli. Eli for Carter. Out of his reach. Back down the ice for Eli. Eli lays it up off the stick. Yannick lays it up the boards. That's intercepted. Eli. Cross ice for Parker. Parker into the zone. Parker down low. Comes to Eli. Eli shot. Deflected. Huts. Side of the net. Tries to hammer that in. Mason. Down low. She's checked. And puck comes the other way. A good hustle by Hudson to hold the line. Puck played back down low. Carter on the forecheck. The stick. For St. John. Clears it out. Puck played across. Into the zone. Played off the back of the net. Comes in front. Mason has some room. Mason into the middle. Slap shot. Just wide. Ben out there now. The Rockets started to change. Tyler can't hold the line. Puck played back. Puck through. Nice job by Cole coming back. Emmett. Plays around his man, but goes down. Emmett. Takes that away. Up for Cole. Cole. Let's go cross ice for Ben. That's intercepted. Back into the zone. And Lincoln drops that down. Leaves it for Tyler. Tyler. Cole loses an edge. Cole picks it up. Gets it up out of the zone. Gonna be knocked down on a high stick. Walker's line will come back out. June Kai on D. .307 left here in the first overtime period. Off the draw, Fort St. John controls. Zane on the forecheck, lays it across. Laid up, Walker intercepts that, plays that back down. Nobody there. And Fort St. John plays it into the zone. June saw with it. June goes up to Zane. Zane's got Walker with him. Zane hits Walker. Walker in. Oh, good defensive play there. Knock that away. Battle in the corner. Fort St. John comes up with it. Cam steps up. Holds the line. Zane. Down low. That's blocked. Zane over. Blake can't hold. Puck comes out. Walker there. Battling. Zane. Over for Cam. Yannick. Sit into the zone. Zane. Fort St. John in the zone. Knocked down. Yeah, Zane. Over for Yannick. Yannick. There's some room. Yannick into the zone. Puts it on net. He's taken down. Nope. Face off. Mason's line out. Puck to Parker at the point. He switches with Mason and Hudson. Puck down low. Carter can't find it. Fort St. John breaks it out. Job by Mason, come back. Mason leaves for Parker. Parker's pass intercepted. Fort St. John. Mason's got some room. Mason in. Mason sets it up. Leaves for Eli. Eli check. Out by Pauly. Pauly with that massive save. Minute 13 to go here in overtime. Emmett's line back out. Off the draw. Puck in the middle. Tyler knocks that down. Tyler chips it up to Cole. Cole chips it, but comes back. June. Up to Ben. Ben cut off there. Emmett falls down. Shot in the middle. And then Lincoln gloves that down. .51 seconds left in the overtime period here. Emmett on the draw. Wins it back for Kyler. Kyler plays it around the net on boards for Ben. Ben chips it out of the zone. Where St. John plays it back in. Off the back of the net. June picks it up. June has some room. June through the neutral zone. June shot into the zone. He's checked there. Ben. Otis gets that. Emmett comes over. Tyler knocks that down. Emmett flips it back out. For St. John. Back into the zone. In front. And Ben plays that for Cole. Cole's got a step. That'll do it for overtime here. For the first one, anyway. We're going to go to double overtime. OT. Start the second OT here. Looks like Mason's line, or Emmett's line will start. Tyler and June on D. Long change in this one. Puck comes back to Emmett. Tyler. Fort St. John brings it in. Shot. Wide. Ben picks it up. Ben off the skate. Down the ice. Puck comes back in. Shot. Lincoln gloves that down. It's 20 minutes overtime here. 5-on-5. Emmett on the draw. Cole takes that away. Gets that out of the zone. Fort St. John, nope, bounce that back down. Pass Kyler June, picks it up. June spins back. Comes up the wall. Tyler can't hold. Down low. Spin around. June plays that out. It's checked. Emmett can't get it out. June does. Gets up to Ben. Ben off the boards to Cole. Cole. Got Emmett coming with him. Over to Emmett. Emmett just wide off the back. In front. That pass just in a weird spot for Emmett. Couldn't get all of it. Mason on the draw. For Hudson. Hammers it back into some skates. Cam steps up down to Hudson. And for Mason. Mason back for Blake. Blake shot. Hudson. Oh, huge save. Puck spin around. Hudson gets checked. Cam pokes it back down. And Fort St. John plays it back. Cam. Back for it. Plays it off the skate. Fort St. John offside here. Loses it. Mason pokes it past his player. He's checked. Hudson follows up. And Fort St. John brings it back down the ice. 1-on-1. Backhand. Listen to it. They score. Lincoln can't control the backhand. And Fort St. John will win it.
My daughter playing, so I'm like, oh, yeah.